Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about my favorite income stream, and that's dividends. We are midway through 2023, and I just wanted to share how much dividends I've received so far in the year, compare it to previous years, and look ahead at some plans and projections for the rest of the year. And yes, I will be listing all the stocks and ETFs I currently own, so stay tuned to find out what those are. Let's get straight into the numbers. For the first 6 months of 2023, my portfolio generated a total of $3,863 in dividends. There were ups and downs across each month, but this works out to an average of about $644 per month. I also want to take a look at how this stacks up with previous years. And this is a comparison of dividends received in the first 6 months of each year, going back to 2018, which is when I really started taking dividends seriously as an income stream. You can see that the growth has been healthy, and it's mainly come from adding high-quality dividend stocks to the portfolio and reinvesting 100% of those dividends that get paid. While making this video, I realized that I actually posted an update at the end of 2021 when my portfolio was still just a baby with only 3 stocks. That portfolio made $1,764 for the whole of 2021, which is less than half the amount from January to June this year. Pretty crazy how much dividends can grow in just 2 years. If you want to watch that video from 2021 to see just how far the portfolio has come, I'll insert a link to it in the description below. Zooming into 2022, the difference is $1,496 or 63%. This is largely due to a couple of reasons. One is that I picked up 100 shares of Johnson & Johnson earlier this year. So those shares generated more dividends, which got added to the overall amount. The second is that the company I work for announced a pretty big increase in their dividend payout. And on top of that, I had a large amount of stock options that got fully vested. So that was a huge part of this increase as well. So let's talk about what's in the portfolio. Currently, I own Clorox, Johnson & Johnson, Kinder Morgan, 3M, Starbucks, Walgreens, and my employer shares. I also hold a few other ETFs in SCHD, VOO, and 2 other ETFs. I shouldn't have to say this, but these stocks and ETFs are bought based on my risk profile, which will be different from yours. Don't buy stocks just because they're in the portfolio of a random loaf on the internet. Back to ETFs, I really do like them as an easy way to gain diversified exposure to the stock market. As a result, nearly half the portfolio is invested in ETFs. However, despite taking up nearly half the allocation in my portfolio, ETFs generate just over a quarter of the dividends. And that's because investing in ETFs like VOO are really there to provide diversification and a way to participate with the market. With a yield of about 1.5%, is not going to contribute to growing a dividend income stream in any meaningful way. Conversely, individual stocks make up about 57% of the portfolio. However, they account for 72% of the dividends. So as always, it's rarely an either-or when it comes to investing and finances. I personally choose to invest in both. One thing I need to point out is that the dividend yield is probably underreported here for a few reasons. One, I'm calculating them based on today's prices. Obviously, some of them have appreciated in value over the years, so the extra amount I paid for them will be much lower. Additionally, I also sell cash secured puts to pick up these stocks and ETFs, which means I'm usually buying them lower than market prices. And I also sell covered calls against some of these positions, which is helping to juice the overall return as well. On top of that, even though I'm calculating the portfolio as if I bought these stocks, in some cases, I really didn't. For example, in 2021, I made $10,000 realized profits from trading options, which I then used to purchase 100 shares of Starbucks in 2022. Likewise, in 2022, I made $20,000 from options, which I used to buy 100 shares of J&J this year. So while yes, of course, I did buy these shares, technically they've been bought with other profits, and hence both the shares and the dividends are in a way free. So even though this is a dividends update, it's hard to separate the impact of options on my overall portfolio. If I include both of these income streams, we're looking at a cash flow of just under $12,500 for the first 6 months of the year. If you want to find out a little more about options, I send out a free newsletter every Sunday to over 5,700 people. I share real trades within my own portfolio, and there will be a link in the description below if you want to sign up and follow along. Let's wrap up by talking about my plans for the rest of 2023. My goal for investing in dividends for the year was to invest $50,000 in 2023. It's July, and I've only invested $16,000 of that in Johnson & Johnson. Part of the reason for this is that the market has been on a little bit of a bullish run, which means I'm not getting assigned on my put options, even though I'll be more than happy to get assigned more shares. This needs to change in Q3, and I'm going to have to be a little bit more aggressive with selling put options to pick up shares. As for the rest of the year, if nothing else changes, the projection is to bring in a total of $8,266 in dividends. Compared to 2022, that's going to be an increase of about $2,500 or 45%, which is huge considering that so far, the only new capital I've put in is in that J&J position. Most of the heavy lifting has been done by dividend increases and reinvesting all dividends, which is why dividends are truly my favorite income stream because of how passive they are. Let me just end off by saying I think it's important for you to track your dividends, at least so you can get some kind of gauge as to how your income streams are contributing to your overall income. This is a screenshot of the income streams tab within my budget and wealth tracker. It's the same spreadsheet I use for myself, and it also helps with things like allocating your income, setting up and tracking sinking funds, tracking your net worth, and of course, all your income streams in one place. There's a short video on YouTube which shows me setting up each tab. You can check that out if you're interested. There will also be linked in the description below. That's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed this dividend update. I'm hoping to create more videos for the channel, so please feel free to leave a comment and let me know what you'll be interested in seeing. Until next time, take care and invest safely.